GenYWealth.com. Welcome to the first ever video I'm posting on the website. So congratulations for being an inaugural viewer. What I want to do is go over the stages of a financial plan that I just put on the website. There are 5 phases that I think everyone needs to go through. You might only need to go through 4, you might only need to go through 3, but these are the principles of applying a personal financial plan to your situation. So start with the first phase. It's pretty simple. Your first phase is going to be use a budget. Alright, however you want to do this, I use a combination of Mint and a spreadsheet. I like the aggregator in Mint, but it doesn't catch everything, and I kind of got to split up to customize the spreadsheet a little. So, I use a combination of, I think it's the Google Family Budget Spreadsheet. So go to Google Docs and type in Family Budget Spreadsheet, and you should get it up there. You want to have a budget. You're not going to know where you came from and where you're going without a budget. So that's really the first thing you need to concentrate on when you're thinking about having financial planning. The second part of phase 1 is you need to build a small emergency fund. What an emergency fund is, it's a little cash account that you're going to have. This is going to protect you from going backwards from your financial plan. Let's say in step 2 you're going to be getting out of debt. So if say you have a $500 deductible payment on a car accident you had while you're getting out of debt, that's an unplanned expense that you didn't have. They're going to happen. You have them every year. The emergency fund is to protect you from that unplanned expense. So, when you have the emergency fund, you're not going backwards. You're always going forwards. So, a minimum, you want $1,000. If you're thinking a little more, you have the more monthly commitments you have. If you have a mortgage, if you have a wife and kids, you can maybe think of bumping that up to $2,000, but $1,000 is a starting point, and then you could kind of move on to phase 2. Phase 2 is going to consist of very important steps. This is the getting out of debt stage, and there's so many ways to get out of debt. My favorite is Dave Ramsey. He has great information on getting out of debt, more than I will ever have. And really the most important thing is get out of debt the fastest and most efficient way. There's 2 schools of thought. One is you pay off only the high interest debt and then start investing. One is you pay off all debt before investing besides mortgage. So, do whatever you feel most comfortable with. There is no written rule. It's up to you, and apply the principles of knowing about debt and knowing about investing, which you will learn more to your personal situation. That's going to be the only way to make the best decision for you. So after you've got out of debt in phase 2, the next part that you're going to start implementing is a monthly review. Your monthly review is your assets. This is everything you own that you can sell. So even stuff like cash, cars, this can be your investment accounts. Anything that has a cash value is an asset. Your liabilities are anything that you owe. So this could be your student loans, car payments, etc., etc. Anything that you owe is a liability. You're going to take your assets minus your liabilities, and that's going to be your net worth. You want to compare this number every single month and make sure you're going in the right direction. Alright? Step 3, phase 3 is you're going to bump up that emergency fund to a little more buffer zone. Now that you have a little emergency fund now, but in case you have something like a job loss or a lot of medical bills in a year, that emergency fund is not going to cover you. What you really want is an adequate emergency fund for your situation. So, let's say you're single, you have little rent, and you know your expenses pretty well, and you feel pretty secure in your job. You're going to want a minimum of 3 months. That's probably the basic minimum that anyone should have, is 3 months worth of cash before they start moving on to phase 4, which is going to be investing. So have a minimum of 3 months of cash, and if you have more monthly commitments, like I said in step 1, a mortgage, car, if you still have, student loans that maybe low interest debt hanging around, you're going to want to upgrade that emergency fund. I wouldn't go any higher than 12 months unless you plan on, unless you're opening a business, starting a new business, you're in a really, really risky job, but 12 months should be the max, minimum 3 months. So use the knowledge of your situation, only you can tell, and find a nice comfort zone in between that 3 and 12 month range of having an emergency fund, because this is what's great about knowing your expenses. You know exactly where you got to be. The second part of phase 3 is going to be setting financial goals, and these are going to carry you through the rest of your financial plan. And these can be whatever you want them to be. There are no rules on what you have to save for. It's just, don't worry about any other goals, anyone else's goals. Do what you want to do. If you want to, take 6 months off, save for 6 months. It is entirely up to you. You're not going to start saving for this yet, but you're going to have these goals in mind because they're going to carry you forward through the next phase of the financial plan. You need a little momentum to keep going. All right, so you've gone through 3 phases right now. Phase 4 is where you're actually going to start investing. All right, and you're going to do this as efficiently as possible using tax advantage accounts. Depending on your employer situation, you're going to have different variables that, really the rules aren't going to be the same for everyone. The first place everyone should look, though, is going to be, does your employer provide a company match through your 401k? You want to take advantage of these tax advantage accounts when you're starting investing. It is the smartest and most efficient way to invest. So if your employer matches, you want to max the maximum amount they match. You're not going to get a better investment anywhere else. Then it's up to you. Say you have a Roth 401k, you could go a Roth IRA, you can go your regular 401k. It's up to your situation. So know the principles of what a Roth account is, what a 401k is, what an IRA is. Those are going to be your 2 accounts that you're going to look for to invest in phase 4. You're ready to move on once you have, 15% of your income invested for retirement. The easiest way to do this, as I found, is target retirement funds. If you got a quality target retirement fund that has an expense ratio of, the highest I would go is 1%, and that's on the high end, and then you can go lower, and it's a diversified fund. Invest in that, get back to work, and you'll be better off than 95% of the people. So, if you got a quality retirement fund, start investing in that, and, don't worry about anything else. All right, so you're ready to move on once you've saved 15% of your income. Phase 5 is the fun phase. Phase 5 is why you went through all this hard work. This is where you start saving for your goals. The best way I've personally done this is I take my income at the end of the month and I divide a portion to each goal I have. So say traveling is a goal I have. I automatically add up the income at the end of the month and then pay myself 5% first. I don't wait to pay my bills first. I pay my travel goal first. I pay my charity goal first. The concept of paying yourself first could take you a very, very far way in personal finance. So, get goals that are going to get you out of the bed in the morning and work hard. And, this phase is the fun phase. Make this phase rewarding, and you'll be, you'll have a great financial plan. So that's really it to a financial plan. Those are the fundamentals of what you got to get done. Anything after that is pretty easy. All right, one last part here. This is a little motivation tip of the day. Forever and ever, I've always been ready, aim, 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 fire. Ready, aim, 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 fire. It takes long to do that. Take the concept of compound interest and apply it to your life. Think ready, fire, aim instead of ready, aim, fire. And then improve 1% each day. That is compound interest the way it should be. If you can improve 1% of each day, you're going to get a far way, not just in personal finance, but in life. So, the example I use is I just got this video camera today. I've never used a video camera before. And guess what? I'm on here. I'm going to post a video today, the day I got the video camera, and I have no clue how to edit a video. But I'm going to make sure that the second video is a little better. The third video is even better than that. 1% improvement each day. Concentrate on that. And there you go. Thank you for watching the first show of GenYWealth.com, and I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you tune back for more soon. Thanks a lot.